First Peter 4 verse 8, it says, "Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins." I failed to put up a Wisdom Wednesday video last Wednesday because I was having some issues with my phone. My phone wasn't allowing me to download the file because it was so large, and I didn't have enough space on the phone. So, iPhones are awesome. The video quality is great, but it was only a 16 gigabyte phone, and I had so many things that was on it, so that was an issue. So, I said last time I was going to share my experiences concerning bullying. When I was in the 4th grade, that was when all my bullying really started, when I came to the state of Ohio. Because I used to live in New York, and I moved to Ohio. And in New York, I had all kinds of friends. Bullying was never really much of a thing in my school. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like, I don't know, it's different. I went to PS 134, so if you're a kid and you're going to that school, shout out to PS 134 alumni. From alumni, whatever. Okay, anyway, so when I first came to Ohio, I was so excited to start school. And like I said, I never experienced bullying before this point. And when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet new people and all this other stuff. People picked on me for so many reasons I can't even list them all, because some of them I don't even know. At the time, I had a deep New York accent. I'm one of those people, wherever I go, after about a week or two of being there, my voice starts to conform to wherever I'm around. Not on purpose, it just kind of naturally happens. But that's why I don't have one right now, but sometimes it comes out. But I had, a New York accent. I was like the smallest in the class. I usually always am. I'm only 5 foot tall. And I was even shorter back then. I got made fun of for being, Nigerian, being African, being black, just so many things. And it carried on. It got really bad in the 6th grade. I was like in a really low point actually in 6th grade. I don't want to classify myself as like the definition of suicidal. I mean, I was, because I was thinking those thoughts, but I never actually attempted suicide or anything. That's how bad it had gotten, because I was experiencing bullying all around me, and not just in school, but unfortunately some of the church kids do. So I didn't really feel like I had a real friend. I was even pushed in lockers. I know one of my subscribers shared concern about bullying going on in the locker room, and I definitely have experience about bullying in the locker room, because that's a place where everybody's changing, everybody's like in a very vulnerable state because you're undressing teachers slash coaches or whatever. They're not really around, so because you're changing, so they can't assess a situation unless it's like really extremely serious. But they just, all the kids are there, so it's very easy to pick on people. And like I said, you're in a vulnerable state, so whatever you have underneath, you're going to show it out there. And some girls may have a bigger chest than you, or seemingly a nicer body than you, or whatever. And I experienced some of that ridicule. I got, you know, locked in the changing room, locker room. It never happened in the actual hallways. It happened in that place. And and I have a Audi, and so people made fun of me for that. And when I was born, I had an umbilical hernia, so my belly button was actually really big. It's nowhere near the size it was when I was younger. It's a lot smaller now, but it's still an Audi. But but when I was in 6th grade, it was still kind of big, and so I got made fun of really badly for that. And I was pulled in homeschooling for about a year and a half because it got so bad and my grades were just falling. Then I went back to school, and the bullying still continued. I brought food from my country for lunch sometimes. People would make fun of that. I mean, it got so bad to where, negative attention was better than no attention at all. So I would, purposely sit at the table of the kids who didn't even like me. And I just felt like I didn't really have a real friend. I had one friend, and her name was Katriana. And, we were very close. But, it wasn't, we didn't go to the same school or anything like that, so it wasn't like she was my friend at school. So I didn't have, that person that I could, talk to or confide in, really. And, then as it got into, later on in high school, around 11th, 12th grade, the bullying subsided. It was still there, but it wasn't anything as serious as it was back in, middle school and late elementary. And it affected my self-esteem so bad. I mean, so bad. I thought I was ugly. I thought I wasn't worth anything. There's so many things that I thought about myself negatively. I just looked in the mirror and I just saw grossness. I saw I saw nobody. I didn't even see somebody. I saw nobody. And every bad thing possible about me was what I just, blew up in my mind. Even things that people compliment me about today, before, I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is so ugly, I have a naturally toned physique, so, when I work out, sometimes I look a little jacked. And I used to hate that about myself. I was so self-conscious about my arms and stuff, because people would sometimes say I had man arms, and, and I got a big forehead, and, my lips are so big, and those are literally all the things that people made fun of me for, some of the things that people actually compliment me about today. But what kind of brought me out of that abyss, because people wonder how do you assess bullying, how do you deal with bullying, how do you really take care of it? The truth of the matter is, bullies are always going to be out there. They're always going to be haters, no matter what age you are. Whether you're 5 or 55, bullies never really go away. So how you take care of that and how you assess it, first off, stick up for yourself. Do not let whoever is telling you all these things about yourself, don't give them power by believing them. If you believe them, you give them power to control you, to manipulate you, and to just basically do whatever they want, because they know that, they have now made you feel inferior. So because of that feeling of inferiority, they can push you around anyhow they want, and that's not okay. So dealing with bullies, because you can't obviously, depending on the setting that you're at, violence is not the answer. Going to threaten to beating them up or anything like that doesn't really make the situation any better. In fact, it can create more animosity for you, or more animosity from that person towards you, and vice versa. So it's not even something that's worth it. I mean, if you're in a situation where the bullying is physical, then I can understand trying to defend yourself, but not actually going to seek revenge to in turn beat that person up. Like that doesn't solve anything. That only makes situations much, much worse. So you constantly, every time that bully beats you down, you look them in the eye and show them who you are. You are confident. You are beautiful. Whether you're man or woman, boy or girl, you are beautiful. Show them that confidence inside of you. Prove everything that they're saying about you. Don't believe them if it's negative, and prove them wrong. If they're calling you fat, it doesn't matter whatever they're saying. That doesn't mean that in turn that, oh my goodness, I'm just going to start I'm obviously not pretty enough if I'm a certain size. What matters is not whether you're fat or you're skinny. It matters that you're healthy. And if you're healthy and you're agile and you're able to do the things that you love, don't worry about your size. Let me just clarify that right now. And this is coming from somebody who's smaller, I know, and some people may say, oh, you don't understand the pain or whatever. Skinny people, fat people, medium-sized people, we all go through self-image issues. So there are people who are very skinny and they're obviously not healthy at all. There are people who are bigger and they're way more healthy. So that's what you should really be concentrating on. People who make fun of your looks, be confident. Seek out the positive things about yourself. Seek out what's beautiful about yourself and concentrate on those things and build your self-confidence and learn to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, no matter what anybody tells you or says about you, you're not going to believe it, because you're you love yourself and you love who you are. So whatever they say doesn't faze you. And eventually that shows the bully or whoever's pushing you around okay, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm saying is obviously not having effect. Some of them are very persistent and they'll keep trying to push you down, because a lot of people who are bullies, a lot of times they themselves are being bullied, or they're hurt people. So sometimes even how you react to some of how they're treating you can eventually even change their life and turn them from not, wanting to be a bully. So, but, let me even share some people, about some people who I'm sure all of you or most of you know that have been bullied at one point in time, and now they're making money and all that hot stuff. Tyra Banks. Now Tyra Banks, she's an African American model. We all know her from her talk show and America's Next Top Model. She was bullied. She's gorgeous. I don't care what anybody else has to say. She's gorgeous. And because haters, even now, celebrities still experience bullying. But, she's making money. She's doing well. But she was once bullied. She got called things like light bulb head and beanpole. Rihanna was made fun of. And she was bullied. People used to tell her that she wasn't black enough. Megan Fox was bullied. Chris Rock, Lady Gaga, Chad Michael Murray got beat up every day. And Chad Michael Murray, he's you may know him from One Tree Hill. He's the guy who acted as Lucas. I love you, Chad. Just saying. Taylor Lautner, Eminem. He was always the new kid. He was always, moving around. I've experienced that a lot too, because I moved around tons of times in my life, and being the new kid was it was hard. So that also didn't help a lot of my bullying situations too. Barack Obama, and he's the president of the United States. Doesn't matter what haters said, he is now, he's almost out of office now, but he ran 2 terms, the president of the United States, and he was black. The first black president of the United States. So, I mean, come on, guys. Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is gorgeous, and right now, she's even. I mean, I'm sure some of you have been seeing some stuff in the news about her, about how she's assessing some of the situations that she dealt with in the past with the bullying and self-image and all that other stuff. So she's a very good example. Henry Cavill, he acted as Superman in Man of Steel, and good lord, he's a good-looking man. So Christian Bale acted as Batman. Taylor Swift, a lot of her bullying was what inspired her songwriting. So all these things, all this negative energy that people are throwing your way, use it to fuel your success. Use it to shame your bullies in the end and prove them wrong. Do not let them take away from who you are or what you're about. Be that person to come out and be like, hey, I was bullied and look where I'm at right now and look where they're at, Whether they're successful or not doesn't even matter. But you just do you, and you make sure that you don't give other people the power to bring you down. Even people in the office. I mean, people sometimes when they get into their jobs and they think that, bullying is only going to be in high school and stuff, but sometimes in some workplaces bullying goes on in a lot of office settings and stuff. The same principle applies. Love who you are, and it won't matter what other people say. Not saying that it won't be easy or won't be hard, because it will be hard, but it's a step-by-step process that once you look yourself in the mirror every day, and looking yourself in the mirror can sometimes be the most intimidating thing, especially when you don't love yourself. But if this is something that you make this a practice and you just do it, look yourself in the mirror and confess over your life things that you want for yourself, things that you want to believe about yourself. Eventually you will start to believe it or not. And I am a living testimony of that, because I'm someone who I never loved myself. I hated so many things about myself. I picked at so many things about myself. I thought I was the scum of the earth, and it took me a long time. I'm almost 22. I'll be 22 in December. It took me probably about 20 to 21 years of my existence to actually come to the place where it's like, I love myself. And as someone who has come out of that, and it makes me so sad to know there's still so many girls who struggle with their self-image, who struggle with people pushing them around. I mean, especially women, men and women, but, women sometimes have it the hardest as far as bullying goes, because we, I'll save that for another video, because this one is just about dealing with bullies, no matter what gender you are. So this is coming from someone who has experienced bullying, has come out of it, because I know it can have long-term effects, but don't allow it to control your life. Don't allow it to ruin your life, because so many beautiful things can come out of you if you let it just flow, and just learn to love yourself. I cannot stress that enough. And if you're a younger kid and you're going through bullying, don't hesitate to tell your parents, even if you don't want to tell your teacher, because sometimes I know you may feel like that's only going to make the situation worse, because depending on the school system you go to, it does actually sometimes make it worse. But don't fail to tell your parents, or tell a trusted adult, somebody who, you can really confide in, and if you feel like you don't have anybody to confide in, and, you can, that's part of the reason why I'm making this vlog, to help people. So if you feel like you really need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to me. Eventually I will I'm setting up a P.O. box so that people can send in letters, not just because I don't want to just use email or anything like that. I actually want, I would actually prefer people to send in letters to the P.O. box or whatever, if they have any concerns or feel like they really want to get something off of their chest, and they really want, somebody to kind of understand them and really help them out throughout their situations. And it doesn't matter what age you are, I'm not a professional as far as degree-wise goes. I'm still working on my degree. I haven't gotten my degree yet, but I'm working towards that. So I am a professional in the making as far as dealing with situations like this. So yeah, I really hope that this video helped you out. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you feel like there's something that's really on your heart that you want me to kind of make a video about to, share with everybody, you're more than welcome to comment below, or, post on the discussion board, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Or if you really want to send an email, you can. But like I said, I will set up that P.O. box so that people can send in letters of whatever they are concerned about. And thank you so much for watching. If you watched this whole video, like it. I will get better at these videos. And I'm shooting with my Canon today. My Canon G12 that I just got, that somebody oh so kindly blessed me with. So that's why the picture looks different. And from what I'm seeing from the screen, it looks really nice. Let's hope it looks nice on, online too. So yeah, in my future videos, I will be posting, at least as far as this week goes, I'll give you some behind the scenes fun that I had last week at some shoots and stuff if you're interested in that. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. And if you're not having a wonderful day, make it a wonderful day. Do something fun. Smile. Your joy is never actually contingent on the situation around you. You make your own happiness. You create your own joy. You create your own peace. Just be chill. Okay? Alright, guys. Have a good day. And I'll see you later. I think I've said have a good day like 15 times. But yeah. Okay. Bye.
Yeah!